Look, I think because of Twilight, all of us as a collective society saw Robert Pattinson only as this good-looking poster boy with mediocre acting chops, nothing less, nothing more. But years after Twilight, several indie movies and countless of press interviews where he pissed the shit out of Twilight later, I came to the conclusion that maybe Robert Pattinson is really just a chill guy with the most awkward British sense of dry humor, who just so happens to have the face of a poster boy. I'll elaborate. If you were outside of the Twilight target demography, chances are you most likely hated the movie and in turn hated anything associated with the movie. But as far as association goes, I genuinely believe that no one in this world is more associated and or have the utmost hatred towards Twilight more than Robert Pattinson himself.
There's a lot of stuff in the Twilight world that doesn't make any sense. It's like, why are they still going to high school?
Pattinson was so unfiltered of his disdain against Twilight franchise that a lot of the times, his other castmates, even the ones from non-Twilight movies, had to step in and stop him from talking shit.
The people that have not seen it, there's a surprise ending. It's different than what people would expect.
Is it? I haven't seen.
Robert, is this true that you very rarely watch your own performances?
No, I mean, I generally, there's definitely some I haven't watched. But,
Do you want to say which ones?
no.
And the thing is, I kinda understand why he hated Twilight at the level that he did. See, the writers just did not give a single fuck. Look at Bella Swan, look at Edward Cullen, look at Jacob, whatever the fuck his name was. And honestly, the entire ensemble of characters in Twilight, look at all of them. They were depressingly the most one-dimensional characters that I've ever seen written in a movie with that much resources. Well, okay, probably second only to those tough testosterone stereotypes in movies like The Expendables 1, 2, 3, Red 1, 2, 3, Rambo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could go on and on about the list, but you get my point. And given the circumstances, I don't think Pattinson was all that terrible in the franchise. He was literally given this emo character who's expected to look like he's constipated half the time and brooding the other half of the time for no apparent reason. Yeah, think about that. Like, what room of improvements did you think he had? And to add to this, I even saw this interview of him somewhere that Pattinson initially wanted to try and add some depth to his character so that, Edward Cullen could seem less of whatever the fuck stalkery mysterious mess that he is in a movie. But in attempting to do so, he got into so much back and forth quarrel with the movie producers, so much that he almost got fired. So yeah, you get the picture. I don't think the year 2008 to 2012 had a lot of significance in his filmography, to be honest. Pattinson spent the first 4 years of this period doing Twilight, and in between sequels, he was involved in 4 smaller scale movies. There was Remember Me, Water for Elephants, Bella Me, and Cosmopolis. But to be completely honest, out of all 4, the only one that stuck out to me at the time was just Water for Elephants. Because god damn it, that movie was so beautiful. But the rest just felt flat out ordinary, at least to me. But in fairness to him though, I don't think the movie stank necessarily because of his lack of trying, nor was he bad in those other movies. It was just that it was hard dissociating Robert Pattinson from Edward Cullen, especially when the only thing shoved down our throats on Twitter, tabloids, and cable at the time was this corny, stupid love triangle between Team Edward or Team Jacob. But fast forward to 2014, as he started to seek out roles in more indie movies, he eventually landed himself a role in Rover, which started what is now this beautiful relationship of him with A24 movies. And look, I know that he's best known for his A24 performances in movies like Good Time and The Lighthouse, but if you have time to spare, do give yourself a favor and watch The Rover. Because this guy completely submerged himself into the role of this naive kid with a southern accent and a half-witted, twitchy nature that you can't help but sympathize with. And also, you get to see his character evolve from being this gullible kid all the way to developing a sense of growing agony from this feeling of betrayal. It's really good. I think we can all agree that 2017 was a beautiful year to be Robert Pattinson. It was the year that Good Time came out, you know, that small movie that no one's ever heard about at all. Soon after it came out, it was as if the world had flipped this imaginary switch and realized that, holy shit, Robert Pattinson can act after all. I don't think there's anything left to say about Good Time and his performance in this movie that everyone in their next door neighbor pets hasn't already said, but I'll give you this. The movie was a non-stop tension build-up that you didn't think could get worse, but of course it did. And at some points I was even cringing at the edge of my seat so bad that I had to take 3 pauses between mild anxiety discomforts throughout the whole movie. And Pattinson's performance in Good Time was so insane that it made me track down this clip of this comedian Jack Whitehall ripping the shit out of Pattinson's acting, just so I can do this.
Robert Pattinson is not a good actor. He wasn't a good actor at school, he's not a good actor now.
Another one of his recent masterpieces was the movie The Lighthouse. This movie was literally just Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson showing off how crazy good of an actor they both are. And I don't know, this movie is just weird, it's hilarious, it's iconic, it's creepy, and I really liked it. Look, no matter what he does or will do in the future, I don't think that the public will ever completely remove him from his Edward persona. But with that said, I also think that we don't give him enough credit yet for being able to shed so much of his Twilight skin while still maintaining this crazy amount of mainstream relevancy. Take Daniel Radcliffe, for example. Dude was great in Woman in Black, in What If, and even in the Now You See Me sequel. But did we remember any of that? No, because he's freaking Harry Potter, and that's just a bubble that he's never going to burst out of. Take his former heartthrob castmate Taylor Lautner. When did we last heard of them? See my point? It's crazy how successful Pattinson is in pulling a complete 180 of his career. And for that alone, I think he deserves a goddamn apology from all of us who blamed and dragged him through the ditch for a bad movie that wasn't even his fault. And to end this video, I just want to say, I can't wait for the new Batman to be released. Not because I'm excited, but just because I want Pattinson to make all of us his free publicity bitches and gave him the same respect that Heath Ledger got with his Joker role. Alright, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you hated this review of Pattinson or whatever. See you on the next video.